Glad you came back. Well, we're going to see how we end up with this one here. If you remember, we painted it, we left it. I left it for a week. And we're going to put a glaze on there. But as I stared at it this week, I don't know. I don't know if this one's going to make it or not. But we'll see if we can pull it off. We'll see. Got my coffee. Got my paints. And the brushes. We got titanium white, Naples yellow, Venetian red, terracotta, blue, viridian, and burnt umber. I didn't write that down, but that's all right. So take the liquid that I use, and we're going to put some of this down here. There we go. This house with the glaze, it speeds up the drying as well. Okay. And to do the glazing, I'm going to use the French ultramarine blue. Take some of this. I'm going to mix it up like that. And I'm going to take a touch of, sorry guys, alizarin crimson. We'll put that over there. Transparent alizarin crimson. We'll take a touch of that. Because we want this to be dark, but not necessarily blue. There we go. Now, guys, I am sorry. All right. Okay, we're going to test it. See how this goes. All right, I want a little darker than that. Put some more of this in there. Maybe some Venetian red. We want this here to be dark. In case you remember, this is going to be the highlight. This is the focus. Yeah, we're going to need more. Let's get some of this right up here. Can't be afraid of your paint. Or what you're going to use. Put it out there. Put it out there. That's too blue. I want that a little bit more red. I'll put some more of that on crimson on there. Alizarin crimson, a very potent color. All right. Grab some of that. We'll mix that up. Looks dark, doesn't it? Pretty dark there. Okay. That's it. That's what we're doing. We'll put this in there. And this is why you got to make sure it's dry, because the light colors here, the white, grays, you hit that and it's not dry, it's going to streak it all over the place, and then you start saying bad words. I think I told you that I heard that Singer Sargent used to swear at his paintings. I have to be honest, I've said a few words at mine as well. That's okay. As long as they don't answer me back, I'm good. There you go. So you can see it takes a little bit of paint and linseed oil. Move this around. I don't want to get that on here. Don't want to get that on there. The sun's going to be shining right in this area here, as you can see from the picture. This is the highlight. This is what we want to focus on. All this here is going to be dark, which will make this pop. And if it doesn't, we'll throw the thing away. It doesn't behave. There we go. There we go. We'll make it dark back there. Some darkness here. Darkness there. I want it dark around here because there's a flower here. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to put that there and highlight that flower against that darkness, and that'll also make it jump, pop, whatever you want to call it. All right. Now, get our trusty paper towels. Let's see what we get here. Now, I'm not using a paper towel to start with. I might go to a cotton rag after to wipe off a little bit more if I want to get it down some. See, I can see it here. So now, I think what I'll do, I want this a little bit lighter here because there's reflective light from the sun. That's water. So let's do this. There, it just takes a little bit off. If I was to use turps, it would take too much at one time. I'm just using linseed oil because I want to make it gradually. And it's a good idea to wear, when you're doing this type of thing, wear gloves, disposable gloves. I kind of have a hard time getting gloves to fit these fat fingers of mine. There we go. All right. Now we're going to highlight that a little bit there. There we go. All right, now we get this down here. Now for this here, we're going to use a different colored, different color. Wipe this off. We use plenty of paper towels. We'll probably have to end up emptying that bucket. Okay, so I'm going to use some more liquid. Bit of brown. Very touch. Put some red to it, but I want it dark. And I'll take it, steal a little bit of that. Okay. Now let's see, we get a little bit of this in here. we got some here. A little bit over here maybe. And I want some brown, but I want a little bit lighter. Take a little bit of Naples yellow. We'll wipe some in here. Because there's pine needles all around there, so that's red. And we want to show some texture here. There we go. Some texture there. And I'm going to add some more brown to that. And we'll just do a little bit here. I'm not trying to be too precise. I just want to get some variation here. Okay. Now, get a paper towel, and we'll wipe some of this off. So sometimes it's just as important to wipe it off as it is to put the paint on. So we got some light. We got some light over here. So let's take this. And put some light there. While I'm doing it, I just might touch it up here a little bit too. Get that. Okay. There's a touch of light here. Maybe a little bit more there. Some here. Very gently. Because the light is very soft. There we go for that. This here, we can wipe off a little bit more. The light's hitting this. It's coming down, hitting that. There we go. All right, now this. Okay. Time for a drink. Now I'm going to get into some darker brown. And let's put some shadow areas in here. We'll put some in here. Add some here. Put some over here. I think I'll add shadows all the way up here. Go against this white here. There we go. Now we're going to go a little darker in shadows over here. I would add a little bit of this here. Let's make some ground cover. So it's not all the same. Maybe darken this up over here a little bit. There's no real rule I'm doing here. I'm just trying to make it look natural. Because the ground is always a little bit uneven. It's never perfectly round. It's not a piece of glass. I'll do some more here now. Get this in here. There we go. All right. Now, do some little bit of highlighting. Now I'm going to take some of this color here. I'm just going to touch. Now, you know, I didn't put any linseed oil, or this is just straight pigment paint. So I'm laying it flat, and if you remember, I was beating the hell out of it with the palette knife, leaving these ridges. Now I'm going to use those ridges to show some highlight. And these ridges that are higher will pick it up. Just touching it. And we can do some here. There we go. Okay. Now we got a little bit here. Maybe some over here. Touching this a little bit. Touching here a little bit. Touching a tree here. Maybe this tree too. This one doesn't get any light. Up here, just touch. We'll just do this so that we know that's the edge of the tree. We'll do the same thing over here. If we don't like it, we can always change it. Wipe that off. Now there's some reflected light on this tree here. Yeah, we just want to just suggest that there's some light hitting it. Now that's a little too yellow and too bold. Yeah, that looks better. I like that. Okay, which would mean there's got to be a little bit on the tree trunk here, on the root. There we go. More on there. Obviously, that's too bright, and that's too bright. That's okay, because, again with the paper towel, just going to dab it, soften it. Do the same thing over here. We can play with the light. Now I'm going to go even lighter for this area here. Pretty quick for an old guy, huh? Caught it. All right. I'm going to take some white, Naples yellow, more white, I think. Liquid. There we go. Here we go. Now let's just put some of that in there. Get that with some. Because I just want to do it very lightly here. Now this is. And do a little bit right there. Now, stay within the lines, Verne. Stay within the lines. This is almost blinding white. See that dot there? I'm going to leave that. That's not a problem. This is even more. Yeah. I'm going to touch. Just touch it up there so they know that's the edge. It's the top. That's the top of that. Now we drag a little bit down here. The sun's just lightly touching it. Come a little bit down here. Oh, too bright, Verne, too bright. There we go, bright light. And we're going to, right, now this is even a little bit brighter in here. Do that. I think this time here I'll get a rag again. I just want to blend that. Trying to do is make that look like the sun is really focused right on there. Let's do this. Blend this in with the color. There we go. Now the brightness comes down here. This is where the sun's the brightest. It's actually really hitting it, causing some very big shadows, or dark shadows, I should say. And then we got it in here too. And we got some brightness down here. Let's continue on with that. Oh. And I don't want it to look like brush strokes. I want this to look as natural as I can. I'm thinking that this is just a little bit too bright. Yeah. Okay. No. Touch it there. And maybe a touch here. Maybe it's just catching this here a little bit. There we go. Some more brightness here. Sun is very soft. And then you leave it very soft on the outside, then you just slowly increase the intensity of the color, white inside. Just keep going. Gotta soften this a little bit here. And we'll soften it here a little bit. This needs a little bit more. Just trying to highlight, catch those twigs that we put in there. Kind of like that Kung Fu movie, wipe on, wipe off. That's all right, as long as we get the effect we want. And go back to the dark one. And I want to just darken it a little bit through here. Around where the light is, which will highlight the light more. Maybe a little bit here. There we go. Maybe a little darker right in here. We get some light there. Soften that. Make it some dark around it. And I want to lighten this a little bit. More intensity in here. Okay. I'm thinking I might just highlight this a little bit down there. Maybe this is catching a little bit of light there. This would be catching some too, I think. There's some light. As would this, would that. Okay, now we can't forget the flower. So I'm thinking that the flower stem will be part way in the shadow and bending into the light. So let's get some green. All right. So we just take this here. Put another one here. Get a couple of little flower limbs, petals. Yeah, that's better. Now don't ask me what kind of flower this is. I don't know. Okay. Now we pull out the knife. And we get the green. With a little bit of that. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Light's hitting that there. And we got to have highlight on the red. I'm running out of room here. And we'll just put some highlight there. Yeah. I think we need a little more green. That's a lot of white. See if I can catch it. All right. Good God, that's terrible. Wipe that off. That's one good thing about oils. You can wipe it off. Yeah, see that? Maybe. That's not bad, just like that. Maybe I'll if I'm very careful, I can do this like that. Sorry for my arm, but I got to steady my hand. Sometimes I have a a long stick that I use for them all. And that steady my hand. Now let's put some green petals on that. Here, put another one here, right here. But this one here is going to be more like not a blossomed one. Now, I thought it was a good idea. I don't know now. Let me put the paper towel over it, see what we can do. That kind of looks better. More natural there, like that. Sometimes I go overboard and I make it pop too much. Doesn't look natural. Put some more leaves on here. Not trying to make it look like any particular flower, just want to suggest it. All right, now let's have a drink of our coffee and reassess. See what you think. Up here, I think we could put some more green up there. Maybe I should have put that green up there before, like I did over here. How could I get away with that now? Let's see. Make some room. Okay. I am a messy painter, I'll give you that. All right, so let's use some Venetian Meridian, and I want to make it very thin. Maybe some, let me get some green earth out here. I got to gray this down a little bit. Okay, try some of that. Okay. Now, let's grab the piece of a sponge. Put this in here. Yeah, that's too green. That's too green. Let's see what that does. Oh, jeez, red got into it. Look at that. Wipe that up before you even see it. I know what you think. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to show you that I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. I like the effect of the sponge because it gives it that non-mechanical look, like you did it. The only trouble is I got it too green there. Too green. I'll have to try to fix that. Put some green there. Put some more right in here. While we're at it, let's put some variation in here. Yeah. Take a little bit of blue. Wipe off my sponge because I want to change the color a bit on there. All right, let's go over here and try this now. See, the light's shining that I can't see really what the outcome is here. So that's my excuse, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to blame the guys behind the camera. This comes out wrong. There we go. Now, this is just so unrealistic, this green here. Look at it. Tone that down some. Let's see, what have I done? What have I done here? Good gosh. All right. I think we saved it from disaster. Although that's debatable, I know. Okay. Now, I want to make this a little darker here. That'll push those woods in the background more. I'll push that back. Yeah. And we'll darken this up a little bit as well. This here is get some around there. Then I can use either hand. And let's darken this up a little bit. Play with the light and the dark. Yin and yang, right? Can't have one without the other. Notice I'm not taking the dark right up tight to the white because the light is soft. It's not like a cut like a knife. It's softer. I'll come in here a little bit, make it darker. I'm not going to butt up right to the white. There, come here like this. Make this a little darker. Come down here. Make this a little darker in here. I think we should make this a little darker too. Yeah, I think that's what we got to do. Make that darker here. Maybe we'll give it some darkness there. Show that this emphasize the root more. Anything with this root here. Okay. I think we should show the roots more here. Just suggest more roots. We don't have to put every single one in. We just want to suggest that that's a lot of roots around there. If you take a walk over by the Hopkinton State Forest, and you're on the edge of the pond there with the pine trees and hemlocks, you just about break your neck. It's so many roots. But it is pretty. It adds to it. Now I'm just playing around, hitting different things. You know, you can do this and play around, and then you find out that you ruined it because you didn't leave it alone. But I'm not really happy with that. Not really happy with that. What can I do to make that look more realistic? I think if I was to take some red and this brown, maybe wipe that brush off. Let me clean this brush. I gotta get one of those Bob Ross buckets. I could just slap the brush around and bang it around here, make a mess. They'll have to get a big top. All right. Okay, this is loaded with terps. I'm just kidding. I won't do that to it. Imagine how oh no, he's going to splatter everywhere. All right, let's try this again now. It's just a little bit of red, so that they know that there's some pine. I like that. What do they do for that? Was it this? Maybe this. I used the wrong red. That looks better. Yeah, I like that better. Very gently. Yeah. And we got roots all over the place here, fella. Break your neck going in here. Maybe that's what we need here. Maybe we need some roots. Come off here. Yeah, maybe that's. Maybe that's what we needed. A little bit too red, though. We'd, calm it down. There we go. What do you think? Stop while I'm ahead? Yeah, I think I'll call that one done. Soften these up a bit. Yeah. All right, let's just sign off. Let it rip. Here we go. So seeing that I signed it, I can't throw it away. Can't throw it away. If I've signed it, it'd be like throwing me away, I guess. But, you know, doesn't matter how they come out, as long as you learn something, or if you had fun, that's what you're after. You know, if it's not going to be shown in the Louvre, doesn't mean you don't paint. There's a lot of people out there that are not professionals, but they have a good time. And there's nothing more enjoyable than this art. You work yourself out of problems. If you don't, it's no loss. Just do another painting. There's all kinds of forgiveness with this. You don't have to show your paintings to everybody. You just show them the good ones. And you got to get out there. Get out in the forest. If you want to be a landscape artist, you get out there and walk. I walk my daughter's dog, and we go all over the place. Mendon, Hopedale, Hopkinton, Uxbridge, Milford. There's plenty of beautiful places around. And when you go, after a while, you've been painting, you see things differently. You don't see a white cloud any longer. You see a cloud with a touch of alizarin crimson in there, and the sky is more like a cobalt blue. You see the colors better, and it heightens the enjoyment of walking in the woods, going to the ocean, anything like that. So don't stop. Grab your brush and throw some paint up there and have fun. Try to capture nature's beauty. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.